it's nice. The Commonwealth, like, we helped all of these countries out. Like, but then you come to think, why are all these countries only black and Asian? Like, what's going on? Like, it's just like not a single European country in there. Like
Flu skank.
swine flu was crazy.
Yo, if COVID was back then, yeah,
we'd have had a COVID skank. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, up in the busting the COVID scan.
100%.
Putting a swab in your nose and
swabbing the nose and skank. Give us tea and we'll
exactly.
Give you
and then in China, they were like, we want the opium and we want your tea as well. Like, we want all them roots and we want it at good prices. Like, and if you man don't want to do that, we're just gonna try and fight. But what's good, everyone? It's Bootleg Culture. Boys are back. How we doing, boys?
Yes.
all good.
Oh, good, yeah. Yeah, we're here today. It's going to be an episode on Black History Month. So, we're going to be talking about everything black, seen as black. I'm proud of it. And and we've got lots of things that we want to talk about in terms of civil rights in the UK and also across the pond in America, and how that affected black communities, and also how black communities across the world have now been essentially spread across. Our culture is everywhere. It seeps into music, film, TV, and we just want to give us sport. We just want to give us our perspective and our lay, and just give something out there for us for Black History Month and our own perspectives. So first off, though, I'm just gonna get a little quick catch up from the guys. What you telling me?
I'm good, bro. I'm real good. I'm excited for this one, actually, to be fair. I love talking about Black history.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting topic. I think, it's nice to talk about the civil rights movements in the UK and America, and just the history behind all of that, and the emancipation of slavery and stuff like that. I think that in future, I'd actually love to do a history episode on Africa as well.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Because obviously half of my family's African as well. So
I want go to that. Oh yeah. Is it Zanzibar? Angola. I don't know why I said Zanzibar. Why am I saying Zanzibar?
I don't want to let you embarrass yourself.
Coming like Metal Gear Solid, Zanzibar Island. Always on man's brain.
Yeah, bro.
It's the only African. It's the only African country I know. Listen, no, but I would actually love to do something on like the deep Black history at some point, like the kings and queens of Africa and the rise. I reckon it's really hard to find information on that stuff, but I'm sure there's somewhere we can pull up some resources. But no, I've been good, Obviously, it's my birthday coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yes,
so I started going through, thinking about what I'm going to do for that. I am getting old, almost coming up to 30. I'm not yet, 2 more years, but I mean, close enough. But yeah, I'm all good. How about you, Taro? How are you?
Yeah, man. I'm good. My birthday was recently, actually. So yeah, I turned 27 recently. And yeah, I'm getting old too. I can't believe it. But hey, 27 club, we're here, and I'm still here striving. So it's not been too bad. New music releases though. I wanted to go through with you guys. Drake album.
Yes, 100%.
Nine's album.
Drake.
What we're thinking? Should we start with Drake album?
The Dogs.
We got Thames release. Obviously, we got a single come from her.
Have we? I haven't heard that new Thames.
You ain't heard it.
What's it called?
Me and You.
Who's on it? Is it just Thames?
Just Thames.
Yeah, it's just Thames album.
I don't think I've heard it. No. Maybe it's come on a playlist or something.
NSG released their single as well. Their album. Oh my days! What is going on?
Their album. Go on, press it. It's your turn.
I get it. It is my turn. So yeah, we got NSG dropped their debut album yesterday, I think it was. When
Is
people are seeing this, it's not going
that's
to be
their
yesterday.
first ever album?
I don't know. I think I heard it was their debut album. I think
It
their first one
might have
wasn't
been
an album. But
you know how like
I
it
could have
goes
had
with
mixtapes
in terms
before.
of they got mixtapes and EPs and all that kind of stuff in it, but this is like an actual
mixtapes and EPs and all
studio.
them
Yeah,
things there. Yeah, probably. So
But
yeah, NSG
wait,
as well.
for all the dogs,
For all the dogs, yeah, let's start there.
I like
Drake.
the album. I've been listening
It's
to
a
it a
hit
lot.
and miss for me.
It's not a sit through album like some of his past ones have been, where I can just put it on play and listen from track one to the end and listen to it in order. This is a shuffle album for me. I don't know, like
Oh,
I class albums in two different ways. Like sometimes I want to listen to an album through and hear like the story of the album, but this is like
yeah.
I shuffle it, see what comes out, and if I don't like the
Fair
tune,
enough.
I'll just skip on the next one.
see,
I'm a
you
bit different
hit
on
it
that
the
one.
head.
I actually listened to it through.
Oh, you
Oh,
listen to
okay.
it through, Raul.
You
What are you
should
saying,
do.
Tara?
I was gonna say you
Tyrell's
hit
a
it on the
shuffler
head.
for
No,
this
no,
one.
no,
Yeah, I go A to Z.
no, I was gonna say in regards to that album though, don't you feel like that there was no story being told? Like that's what it felt like to me. Like with like Drake albums,
Well,
it felt like a story or theme was being
you
followed. But
think?
this album, I couldn't find it, and that's why I didn't like it that much either. Like, I
Yeah.
just thought it was just okay. It's just an okay
I could
album.
see where he was going with it because I did listen. When I listened to it, A to Z. I go from top to bottom. That's how I generally listen to albums first time.
Oh
When
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
when I'm
Always
familiar
first
with the
time.
album, I'm happy to skip through. But it does follow some sort of story. You can hear there's some sort of story, and there's for the dogs some like interlude section. It does fit in quite well between the two. I can't remember which ones they are, but the two tracks. I think it's 21 Savage tune, and it goes for all the dogs, and then possibly the J Cole tune after that. I can't remember, but it does fit in quite well.
I mean, yeah, if I listen to any album first time, I'll always listen through like A to Z, first to last in the right order.
Yeah.
But then I would usually keep on listening to an album like that. Like if I'm listening to Crop Circle 3, pick up my guy nines, then I'd listen to that start to finish. Do you know what I mean? And same with like Crop Circle, any of them albums that got like a story, something to them. I don't know. I just felt I can listen to them start to finish, but this Drake album for me is a shuffle. It's a shuffle album. Song like even like that doesn't mean that every song on it's good for me. I don't know. It's not my favorite Drake album. I'm more of a Take Care, Thank Me Later kind of Drake guy.
Oh,
Do you know what I
100%,
mean?
bro. If we're
You know what I
talking
mean?
Drake, let's take
See,
care.
and
bro.
I felt like that was the problem with this album as well, because he said it was going to be like old Drake and everything. Yeah, I didn't really feel like I felt like that at all.
You see, I feel like this is the closest he's been to old Drake since he's released. I think obviously, honestly, never mind. That I don't know what Drake that was. That is not the Drake that we know and love. But then he's obviously released For All the Dogs, and I feel like this one actually sounds more reminiscent to his old style than.
What's honestly
especially-
never mind? Did I miss something?
No, honestly, never mind. Controversial taste here. Yeah, honestly, never mind. I actually didn't mind it that much of a project. Yeah, I thought he's trying to do something different.
It's not
and it's
bad,
and
but
it's nothing that I'm into
It's not
personally, but I can see where the wave was, in it. Like see where it was going, because Beyonce then came out with Renaissance, and it was all.
There's
that,
a few bangers on there. Yeah, there's a few bangers on there. Massive.
I do know that album. I just, you know what? It's not an album I know by name. It's just the Drake album dropped. I think when the album drops for Drake, I know Certified Lover Boy, and I'm a big Drake fan, so I'm actually surprised I didn't know the name of that album. But honestly, never mind, innit?
Well, honestly, never mind, mate. Don't worry about it.
But no, other releases, obviously we had Crop Circles 3. We did touch on that briefly
one.
just before we were talking. It's
Oh,
a
wait,
big album.
What is that? Is that the crops? Is that the
That's the
top?
top cat. Got the merch, obviously. The Crop Circle. You know, I'm repping that nines. It's one of my come to my indoor collection. It's not necessarily an outdoor clothing thing for me, but this is I don't know if I'll be able to make it dark enough in here. Let's see.
Let's
It's
try.
glowing.
Let's see the magic.
It's not gonna be dark enough.
That's not
in
dark
here.
Nah,
enough,
it's
man.
got it's got your monitor screen.
Yeah, I
You're gonna
don't
have to
think
go.
I can.
You're gonna have to go crouch on your bed or something in the dark.
But what happens is that it's a glow in the dark thing. The crop cat here will glows up in green, and it's it is what it is. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the first album I've brought on physical in a long time. I got the cassette and the CD. I'm probably not going to open these, so to be honest, just gonna keep them
But you
as
got
a little
anything to
collector
play with
piece. I might buy an old car just so I can get a tape player.
Oh, shit.
But no, this won't never get opened. I don't think, unless you do end up buying a Walkman, Tara, then I can send it your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can listen to it. I mean, I'm thinking about it because obviously I got the Kendrick Lamar cassette, and that's the only cassette that I have. So potentially, if I get one in my collection and start
Yeah, that's
collecting
so
like
dope.
old tech, which I
But-
do want to.
Which album is it?
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I got that cassette.
Old school.
Big tune. Big
It's
tune.
really hard, really hard. But
And
what
but
other
yeah, I
releases
mean,
are out?
a lot has been going on in the music world. A
Yeah.
lot has been going on. I would say
NSG collaboration with H. Yeah.
I haven't heard this new NSG album.
Oh
It's
my
yesterday.
goodness.
It was only yesterday. I was out playing
Area
poker
boys.
yesterday. I haven't had a chance to catch up on any of this stuff.
We got Stevie Wonder with H, and we got Tonight, Libyanka and J5. J5.
Forgot to turn my lighting off over here. It's a little bit dark.
I don't know if anybody would
Yeah,
have
so-
really known as well. Sanford just came out with his new album yesterday. New Sanford.
Oh,
Sampha.
I do love a bit of Sampha, you know.
It's quite good.
Think about too much, too much, too much, too much.
Too much.
No, is Sampha? He does No One Loves Me Like the Piano on Mama's Home. That one in it as well.
I feel like that
What's
was from
Sanford?
that might be from Process. I can verify it. Yes.
No,
yes.
I'm sure
No one
he
no
does
one
the
knows me
vinyls on that.
like my piano. Yeah. That's Sanford Process. That is. But yeah, his new project's out. What's the name of it? The name of it is Lahai, or it's spelled Lahai. So yeah, that's the new project still.
Oh,
and
one
it's
word.
good. Yeah, all
When
one
you said
word.
Lahai, I was like, is that? I thought you meant like the high in French. Like,
Oh,
Lahai.
nah. I mean, I don't know what it means in it. Like, I think it means something, but like, I'm not too sure in it. So, but yeah, like, check it out. Like, check the first 5 songs out, and it's pretty good. So, I've not done a full listen through yet.
Yeah, I will check that out.
I forgot to mention as well, obviously, we got Popcorn, Fivio Foreign, and Vibes Cartel released a tune, Tequila Shots.
I haven't had this. Why are you keeping all the secret new music releases that you ain't told
Hey,
us
bro,
about?
you know what I'm like with music, innit, man? I'm trying to stay on that. I love it.
Yeah, you could inform the man there. You know what I'm saying? We got the group chat for a reason.
Yeah, bro. I'll send you them ones, innit?
Oh yeah. But I mean, how do we want to kick today off? Where do we think's the best place to start?
I mean, got a couple things that we already discussed there in the intro when we was coming in. But should we start with the civil rights on the UK and the US side? How about that?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I've actually got an idea for a fun little game as well that we can play after the civil rights section.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So how I don't know how we want to kick it off, because I know Tyler, you wanted to really take us through the civil rights movement in the US, and obviously I wanted to go through the UK.
Didn't you?
Just put it on the spot there. Innit? I don't know.
I mean, this is what we discussed, pre-show.
Let me just get my notes. Filing through the notes. And the windows popping up. Like, yo. Yeah, I suppose. Do you have anything on the civil rights, Tyra?
Yeah. So I've got quite a bit to do with obviously UK civil rights, and I also wanted to talk about history of like black legal equality as well there in Britain.
Alright.
So I mean, really, we can just do more of a brief history of UK civil rights. So we'll start off with very very you know very 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 many years back in the past, and slave trade. First documented allegedly around 1562. We're not too
In the
sure
UK.
about that. Yes, this is in the UK now. That I'm
So
speaking about.
was like, I think I know a lot about like American civil rights movements, but was there big issues on home territory in the UK as well? Like what? I mean, obviously there was racism all around, but was it like
Yeah, well, obviously
it
there
weren't
was
like slavery
there
like
were
American
issues.
slavery though, was it?
But
I feel like Britain were just kind of dealing with the
no,
money side. They
yo,
weren't really
everybody,
into...
yeah.
They had servants
Everybody,
already.
what's it
weren't
called?
they?
It Britain was
didn't really
just
need
as
slaves.
it was just as harsh and just as
Where?
terrible as America.
They treat
They
their
were
own
literally
people like
British
shit
colonialism.
anyway, so...
Like it carried on. It was their bread and butter. Like that was the blueprint that they went into the British Empire and the Commonwealth. Like it's all techniques, methods, and everything that they brought through. And
Divide and
and they
conquer,
shared a
all them
lot
thing
of
there.
the same sentiments as the US in regards of how they view people of other races, and how they treat them and how they think people are of lower class, depending on their race. And they're not even so some people obviously would even deem people of other races that are not of white race to be lower and subhuman even, which is a horrible thing to think that that's exactly how they thought of black people. And a lot of those leaders there shared the exact same sentiment, and that's why there was a lot of parallels with the US slave trade and the UK slave trade, because things were happening in the same vein essentially. But things were a little bit different, and they did transpire slightly different. As I said, I'm just gonna go down the history there, because if anybody who has listened, you can take some research yourself as well, and you can take a look down of like the real deep history. I actually found a lot of this information on the Black History Month website, so shout out to them. Lots of resources on there if you want to take a look at that. In regards to the UK slave trade, so first documented around 1562. So that was early 18th century. Allegedly, there was around 14,000 black people living in Britain at the time, which was, we probably didn't know there was people.
What? Why were they
Say
living
again?
there?
Slave trade.
How did they get
so essentially, they were just brought over because
Okay.
of the slave trade, and that's why they were there. They were part of the the census, but essentially we probably don't even know where these black people even came from. With origin points of them hard to find now.
Unknown.
Documents, they're not going to document the true history of things. A lot of things have been lost as well, especially in the British Empire.
There must have been
and-
some black people that
Lots
came
of
over
fires.
as traders and stuff, though. I'd imagine from like Africa and
I
what I
mean,
because there was traders from
Yeah.
India as well, right? Like a lot of. Indian
but that
people
was
came over.
but that was
course, yeah.
they had a vastly different relationship with India. The British Empire did, which I am going to get
Yeah.
onto actually.
Okay.
So
sorry for interrupting you again.
no, it's okay. And so then during the 19th century, there was, well, actually between the 17th century and the 18th century, then we had the Bill of Rights, which was 1689. Then during the 19th century, working class people struggled to win the right to vote, and joined trade unions. And then they had a new legislation called the Reform Act in 1832. Even though few had real freedom and abomination of slavery across the British Empire.
Abomination. That's a word I haven't heard.
Abomination.
Abolitionist.
Abolition.
Marvel.
Oh, it is abolition.
Is that
Okay,
is
I
that
thought it was a
abolition?
different word. Yeah,
Is
carry
that
on.
abolition? That's because you just keep jumping in. I'm trying to explain something in it.
What was the reform? What was that
Let him
reform,
land,
though?
bro.
What was that?
Let him land.
So
It was a it was a reform act essentially to help working class people to actually have the right to vote and to join trade unions. So it wasn't just the ruling class anymore that could
Okay.
actually, you know, have a
So it's
right to
about
vote. And
protecting people's civil rights.
yeah, you know, in a very that was the first start of things
Yeah, these
there
things didn't just
because you
happen.
know,
I mean,
yeah, of course, and then for you know, you spoke about you know how you had a lot of tradespeople came from different countries. India obviously had a quite turbulent relationship with the British Empire, I would say, anyway, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
you know, they had the first member of Indian member of parliament, and that was in 1892. So essentially, things were starting to change. Things were starting to shift. Now, were people respected? Probably not, but they had to due to the certain relationships that they had and the trades that were going on, especially tea. Tea was big for the British. They wanted to make sure that their tea roots were
Oh, yeah.
protected and well,
It's
you know,
mad,
they
'cause
wanted
it's
to
not
make sure
even
that them things there
it's not even an
were
English
down
thing.
pat. Sorry, what'd you say, Ro?
Yeah, it's not even an English thing. It just took that
They
from
just took
from
it.
Asia.
They
and
just took it. They
made
were
their
like,
own.
China
milk.
and India especially. They were like, we want to get on your roots for especially in India, it's for
Yeah.
tea.
Give us tea and we'll
Exactly,
give you
and then
opium.
in China they were like, we want the opium and we want your tea as well. Like we want all them roots and we want it at good prices. Like, and if you man don't want to do that, we're just gonna
Yeah,
try and fight. But you know, we know that didn't go down the way how the British Empire thought it was gonna go down.
So yeah. So obviously, moving on. So with the black history in the UK at this point, what's
So
happening?
we're at that point there because we moved very very fastly. Not many changes happened, but then after World War II, there was a lot of 150,000 Poles. So that's people from Poland. Shout out to the Polish people. Arrived in Britain along with
I think you-
hundreds of
I
along
don't
with
think
hundreds of men.
polls is the correct terminology. I don't know.
No,
So
no,
it's
it is.
150,000
No, it
polls.
is. No, Poles is like they would call themselves like Polish people will call themselves Poles in it. Like it's not like a
I hope
it's
so.
not a mad word like how you was how you
Polish
was
people,
calling
you'd say that,
native
innit?
Indian
Yeah,
people
it's
red
mad.
Indians.
Listen. That's what I was
Poles is
brought
them.
up on. I'm a different generation. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we'll move on swiftly, and and a lot of men
So yeah, the Poles
from
came.
the West Indies came as well along to Britain due to the war after World War II, and we know that as well. And multicultural Britain, apparently, that was when it was the start of it. It was around about the end of World War II when things started to change and people's attitudes also started to change because a lot of people's attitudes for a long time were just very ignorant. Even if you had kind of like had that notion that you want to accept somebody of another race, you could then be ostracized from the ruling class because you've decided to go along and respect, somebody who was not deemed to be the ruling
Someone
class
else.
and was also not of your race. So, yeah, once we got to 1950s,
It's
things
bad,
started
really,
changing.
isn't
That
it?
was mass migration. Invited workers from the Caribbean when Rush happened, and immigration continued, and such big hubs for the Caribbean community, especially. We talk about in the UK, so London, Birmingham, Nottingham. Those were big areas that a lot of Caribbean people went to, and the racial discrimination in Britain during post-war was horrible. It was terrible. Um, Many immigrants were skilled workers that came from their countries and were just never even given a look in to have a skilled job, and that means that they were not able to even make enough money to provide for their
families and
family.
shit.
They were promised by Britain that this was going to be the promised land, this was going to be their ticket out of quote unquote poverty and and a worse life. And it really did not really match up to what people thought it was going to be.
It didn't go that way.
Yeah, and that's something that we went
For a very long
Go on,
time.
man.
It wasn't. Yeah, I was just gonna say on that point. For a very long time, it wasn't it wasn't good here in Britain. Like black people had a really bad
Yeah, I
time.
think we touched on that. Well, go into a bit of detail on it as well in the Jamaica culture episode. So if you haven't heard that one or seen it, it was a couple of episodes ago. Check that out. There's a bit more detail on black stories coming over here and
Like
a bit more
Windrush
Windrush
as well.
generation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
yeah.
Shouts out to that episode. Yeah, that's got a lot more about the key side of that. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, guys. And in regards to that, America, Britain was exactly the same at the time. You know, Tyler, you'll touch on that like more so like around in the 50s and the 60s. Things in America were horrible. Like it was horrible times there.
A lot worse than
it,
in the UK.
yeah, in a sense, you could probably say America was worse because I don't know to the extent in the UK and obviously warning for people, but you know, they were still lynching black people in America at that time, and that was very public in the South. That was allowed. That was, you know, very widely known by people.
Yeah.
You know, they were just killing people and just doing it because they said that, you know, certain people did a crime. You know, no investigation, no nothing. We're just lynching them, and you
The
know that
last
was going
lynching in America was in 1981. Just let that hit home.
Yeah.
Let that sink. And that was when was that, guys? That was imagine that 42
not even 100
years,
years
ago.
42 years ago, yeah.
It's mad.
And they want to say that
I bet you
racism
could guess
hasn't.
which state. I bet you could guess which state.
It's gonna be like
Yeah.
Alabama.
Which state?
It is Alabama. Of course, it's Alabama.
Of course, it's Alabama. I just knew it was gonna have to be there because the amount of things that
The
still
dirty
go on in
South.
Alabama. It's just horrible stuff. There's certain towns that black people still can't go. If you go there and you're a black person, you don't step there. You might not return, and that's it. No one's looking for you. No one's investigating because the sheriff's in on it. The deputy's in on it. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's
shit,
in
bro.
on it. The whole town's in on it. They don't care. Like so, you know that was what would be going on. But more so about something as well that happened that was similar to the Rosa Parks situation. Also happened in the UK, and it was called the Bristol Bus Company saga. And there was a number of black people who made a difference to the civil rights of the black population in Britain at that time. And it was one was called a Paul Stevenson, who led a 1963 boycott against a racist public bus company. The Bristol Bus Company operated a colour bar that refused employment to blacks or Asians. Stevenson was a 26-year-old teacher and organized the 60-day bus boycott on the city buses. Thousands of people supported the bus boycott, and the news of racism made headlines. By the 28th of August, 1963, the bus company lifted the ban. They were just like, all right, we're going to lift it. And this is ironically the same day that Martin Luther King made his "I Had a Dream" speech as well. So quite poetic in that sense.
So there was a lot going on both sides of the pond at the same time.
Exactly. And it's quite wild to think that, you know, people think, oh, Britain was so progressive and so, no, it wasn't. Same things were still happening here, exact same times. And I think a lot of people have it in their mind that Britain is this multicultural haven when it wasn't. It really was tough for people.
I think the thing as well is that it's not what was in America. America, what happened over there was, I mean, I'm not saying what happened here wasn't cruel, but over there was a lot more brutal, I think. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like Mandingo fighting, and I don't know if all that was happening over here in the UK, but
I reckon it was happening over here. The difference with the UK is it's very
swept it under the covers.
Americans, they don't give a shit, bro. They're just like, you know,
you get a slave, you get a slave, you get a slave.
Oprah just like, everyone gets a slave.
Over there was different, but even like this, it's crazy to think they had like slave auctions, like what, 120 years ago, maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's kind of mad. It's scary to think that one human being is happy selling another human being without their consent.
I mean, yeah. But even if they had their consent, it'd be forced, scary. I think, you know.
No, but I'm saying like just in a general sense that someone would find, oh, this is a good way to make money. Is just selling people. Yeah, I'll do that.
I feel like America just changed very
Like-
fast. Like they went. That's what happened. They changed too quickly.
They went Wild West to the modern world, and it was blended
They
too
never.
much.
They did.
It
They did
blended
it
in
too
too
fast
much.
because they changed too quick. They just couldn't keep up with the times at the same way. That they just.
The thing is though as well about America, you gotta think because it's such a vast landscape as well, state by state. We're England and we're so little, yeah. We're not thinking about how each state has its own laws. Like they get to dictate what's
Yeah,
going
it's
on in their
massive
own
there,
state.
so-
So then there was a lot of the states in the South that refused, obviously, at first to even agree with desegregation and and freedom and and allowing and then even after that, given the rights, yeah, it was all well and good freeing slaves. But they had no rights. They couldn't go to school. Couldn't get jobs. Couldn't get houses.
Couldn't use
couldn't
white
do
people's
anything.
toilets. Had to use colored toilets.
That's what I'm saying.
Had
Like,
to
what
use certain
was the
colored parts
freedom?
of the bus.
That's what I'm saying. What was the freedom? There was no freedom. There was a freedom to just fend for yourself and get killed by a random white man eventually, and they won't get in trouble for it because it was allowed. So it was just
basically.
really, really kind of like
Basically, freedom. They thought freedom was just not working for someone else on a cotton field. That's
Yeah.
what they thought freedom was. And you're not working on cotton field no more. That's it. You're free
Then they'd
man.
be like, "You're so." They'd
Do
be
what you
like,
want, but just
and
don't do what the
they'd
rest
have
of
the
us do.
audacity to say shit like, "You're so ungrateful."
yeah.
Yeah. Look, you got running water. It's like, yeah, it's the stream. You get to drink from a tap.
You
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
from
yeah,
his water.
exactly. Like
Yeah,
I don't have
from your drain
actual
pipe.
utensils. That's what I'm saying. I actually don't have
Yeah, true.
food.
I get your
Yeah,
backwash.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
mad.
not right. Oh, you want a job? No, you can't get a job. Oh, so what am I gonna do? Well, you can go pick.
Yeah,
And I
cotton.
pay you
yeah.
for it.
It's like, what? Yeah, it's like, God damn it.
It's mad.
But there were actually, I can't remember any of their names. It's really bad, but I did see it in the Emmett Till film docu-saga. I don't know what you call it, but like some black people did manage to get farms from the owners, like their slave owners did actually give some of them farms so that they were able to make their own money. They were still obviously doing the job that they were doing, but they actually owned the money that
They had
were-
to sell it to the like they'd lease the land off the owners essentially. So whatever they sold in cotton was theirs, but they had to pay the owner of the land like a set amount. But
Yeah.
they say it sounds like it's a favor to them, but really, these white people had all that land and no one to work it anymore. So if they didn't lease it out to them, they'd just be sat there making their money and rotting away. So
but it allowed these black people to
a bit
actually
of money,
make
yeah.
their
Yeah,
own money
money.
in it.
Well,
And then it kind of gave them time to do
whatever
their
they
own
could
shit.
make, that is, because you
too.
got to think they had no
Yeah.
negotiation in the price. They just got to take
No,
whatever's
no, but-
offered to them.
But they're not just
Mm.
making cotton. So at this point, now the farm is theirs. They can also do whatever it is that they want in it. They're gonna do dodgy shit, just like the white people did when they were living in that house. It wasn't just cotton being made in that place, was it? So these are things that they don't talk
I
about.
do
'cause obviously they
find
don't want
that
us to know.
in schools we do learn a bit about like American slavery, but we don't really learn much about British civil rights and British slavery and even like the Abolition of Slavery Act.
They don't know
Because they
don't wanna tarnish.
try and like think that like the British Empire was just like, oh, it's nice, the Commonwealth, like, we helped all of these countries out, like, but then you come to think, why are all these countries only black and Asian? Like, what's going on? Like it's just like not a single European country in there. Like
When it's like the Commonwealth Games, it's just one big entertainment for the royal family, isn't it?
yeah,
all, the,
like
all the pieces we've collected. Let's see who's the fastest.
Yeah, it's basically like a trophy collection.
it is. It's like it's mad when you actually deep it down like that. Obviously, everybody's getting their P or whatever in the Commonwealth Games. I know they make. I think like if you win, I think you make like money and stuff
Obviously,
like
that's
that
bad. We
anyway.
don't actually think that.
But it is kind of mad how you deep it. That yes, it is essentially the royal family's games for all of their the empire's conquered lands that they've had over the years of colonialism. But now it's been like, oh, it's the Commonwealth Games. Everyone
hey, we-
celebrate. Britain. Like,
It's like, no, it's like, oh, we like the Olympics, but we have enough countries for our own, so we'll do that as well.
yeah. It's just kind of a bit mad, obviously, how that all goes down. But you know, it is what it is, in it. That's Commonwealth in it. I always say in it, man. Commonwealth, abolish it, man. Don't need to be here no more in it. Like, give the people their GDP
Oh,
back
for
in
real?
it, like all the countries, because
But how do you feel about like
No, fair
Black
enough.
History Month in itself?
I mean,
Are you asking
Both of you,
of
well,
us, or are
both
you
of
just
you.
asking
So
Tyrell?
feel free. I mean,
Okay.
jump in, whoever first.
I feel like we shouldn't have to just celebrate it for 1 month. We should be celebrating it all the time. We should be taking note of all great Black people in all industries, creative industries, business industries, whatever it is, every day. Not just in October
Or February for the
But
US.
or February for the US. Yeah, it shouldn't just be dedicated for a month. But I big up all the people that take the time to obviously like educate themselves or learn about Black history during the month.
Yeah, I think it is important, isn't it? But go on, Tara. I'll add my piece on after.
yeah. I mean, I agree with Ralph's sentiment there. I always used to think it was like a bit weird when I was like growing up. Like, why is it just a month like just dedicated to Black history? And like, I always used to think like everybody used to just do the bare minimum. Like I don't really remember it at school. I don't remember it at college. I I vaguely remember something being said about it in university, but like it would always be like, oh yo, it's Black History Month, and that's it. Like we've got these things on, and this is going on right here. It was never like a thing of like, you know, if there was certain other like heightened things going on, or like they're trying to make awareness of certain things. It's there. It's in your face. It's, oh, well, this is going on. You're not going to this event. Hey, well, you're not going to this event. You're a big ass sign over here. Go to this event. Like, you know, be something that's just like, I'll be like, all right, that's something that people kind of know about a lot. Doesn't need to have that much awareness brought to it. But Black history seems to be something that everyone's just like, wow, mind's blown. There was segregation in Britain. Like, what do you mean? You're like, yes, of course there was segregation in Britain. Do you think we just came up together? No, that's not how it works. Like, I just feel like there's so many people who just like always just like are very shocked by like Britain's past of like, and then obviously when Black Lives Matter happened and lockdown and all the protests, so many people were just like, but Britain's not even that racist. I was just like, but it's not about that. They got slave owners as statues. What for? What do we need to have them there for? And it like he didn't really do much else other than be a slave owner.
Did you agree with them pulling
I
the
mean,
statue down?
I'm a bit of an anarchist, so yes, I agree with all that shit in it. I'm like, yeah, get rid of all. I'm like, get rid of all that. So what do we need him up there for? And is he not bringing anything to us? They say it's history. We need to have it there to mark our history. Yeah, you can have it, man. Have a piece of shit there, covered in gold. You can have that as history in it. Like, we don't need a statue of the Don acting like he's commendable and we should be thanking him. Like,
I mean, we could give back all of the treasures that are not actually part of the UK. We can give them back to the rightful countries, and then all of these statues that they have around, which are no longer part of modern society, we can put in the history museums, and we can actually tell the history of the UK properly. And then we can erect some new statues to commemorate what's going on in the modern world, and we can do that instead of flaunting treasures that are not even the UK's, come from Africa, India, America, South America, all over the place. And why?
It's like, oh, these are ours, historic. Like, I'm just like, it's mad.
Yeah,
captured by on.
What are you saying anyway, Tyler? What do you think of Black History Month?
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's important in like society, because there is obviously segregation in society in some ways, that there's a highlight on it. But I also think that the real victory would just be for Black History Month to be a part of everyday curriculum, you know, and for real kind of integration of communities, which I'm not saying that there is segregation in the UK as is, but like obviously there's some discrimination, whether systemic or like public, whatever you want to say. I just think it's important that it becomes a normal thing and less of like a boom in your face, and more just like people just accept this is part of history and humankind history, the history of the human race. Not this is white history and this is black history. This is history.
History. Yeah.
Because that's how they do it in school, don't they? So we're going to be learning about black history. It's like, why are we not just learning about history?
Well, yeah, that's something Morgan Freeman said. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen that clip. I think it's quite a viral one anyway. But he's like, well, there's no Jewish History Month, there's no White History Month, so.
Oh, I think I might have. Yeah,
it's a similar point. It's a real integration. We need less information segregation. I like that.
Like I always, information segregation. Is that what you said?
Yeah, no.
Not
I agree with that, Ty. I think that's a really good sentiment, and it's sad because recently UK law they blocked, the teaching of actual black history curriculum. They blocked it. They didn't want to tell that part of the empire. That recently didn't go through in Parliament. Let me see if I can actually get the legislation up, so I can be specific. But yeah,
like the ocean,
which was I mean specific. I always mess up on that word, It's specific and specific. Jody always gets at me for that.
Shout out Jody.
Yeah,
shout out Rachel. Shout out Monica.
Shout out to them for allowing us to do
Rachel.
This.
Why we're not going to do the game?
Yeah, we can do the game. So my idea for a game was just as a little thing to celebrate black famous UK people. We play a game where we just go around like 1-1-1. That kind of like a shopping list game where you like just ride in a circle till someone can't come up with something. We could add on, but I wasn't thinking that.
Nah, that's madness, bro. So what?
So basically, we go around, just saying the names of black famous UK people, and the first person that can't say one loses. And just I want to clarify,
just famous,
and and you can't. UK. Let's say you can't go for the same genre. If it's gonna be, you're just gonna go like black rappers. Yeah, you can't do the same genre of music back to back. So, No.
You do what you need to do to survive.
If that's what you gotta do to survive. The game is the game, Tyler. You can't be like,
we could be here a long time. All right, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
I'll start.
But we're doing all famous people.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Okay, not just singers. Who's going next?
It goes me, you, Ral, and then Tyra. Okay.
So I'm next, okay. Well, it looks like you're picking up a list. What's going on?
You see this Donny here, yo, I wouldn't even put it past this Donny here,
You got like 7 screens. He's got like a whole list of just black people.
All right, loading the game in. I'll put the game in.
Okay. Game's in.
Yeah, I was gonna about to do the whoop.
Didn't you hear it?
He did play it. He just played it. Oh, there's jokes.
All right. So
there you go. We in.
So first, I'm gonna start with John Boyega.
Skepta.
Nah.
JME.
Naomi Campbell.
Oh, Stormzy.
Diane Abbott.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's quite good.
That was my one.
No, it wasn't. No, it was. Fucking liar.
Miss Dynamite.
Oh, mad. Oh, now you got me saying females, Maya Jama.
What race is Maya Jama? She's smiling, isn't it?
But
but she's smiling, isn't it?
Less black than her, so.
Yeah.
Maya.
What is she?
I
don't know. Maya.
I got no idea,
My
bro.
jammer is.
Go on,
no
Tara.
idea.
And
Talking about Somalians.
can't remember. Oh, Tim from The Apprentice. I can't remember his last name.
From The Apprentice.
He was the first.
I don't know
No.
about that
He was the
one,
first
bro.
winner of Apprentice, and he was a black man.
Okay.
He was the first winner of Apprentice, and he's still he's in the show now. He's the first winner of Apprentice,
winner,
and he's a black
and
man.
he's
Oh,
a
he's one of the guest judges now, or whatever, isn't he?
Yeah, he is still. He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know?
All right. Then you have that one still.
What's his name? Donnie, who is going to be James Bond. No,
you
I'm
just gotta say
trying to
you just gotta say the name. This guy's so bad. I'm gonna say Chipmunk. Chip did it.
Okay.
Benjamin Zephaniah.
Who?
Benjamin Zephaniah is a famous
Madness.
poet. He rejected
Okay.
the MBE as well.
Yes, he is.
He's a bad man still.
Okay.
I know.
Raheem
I can
Sterling?
see Tyrell's eyes just glancing over some names. Oh, he's
What?
been caught.
Is Tara Googling?
He's got to be
Nah,
scanning over
I'm
some
not.
names.
I ain't got no hands, man. I ain't got no hands. I'm just literally just thinking in my head. I've got somebody already loaded up. I got Donnie loaded up already.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna say Lewis Hamilton.
Marcus Rashford.
Akala.
Oh God, I was gonna say that one. Hopefully. Oh, big one. Can we say? Yeah, of course we can. Black the Ripper. Man said the poet.
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
He's a famous rapper. He's from the UK
Jammer.
originally.
Jammer.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jammer,
yeah,
like
yeah,
BBK.
Look, we could just
Yeah,
if we're gonna go, we're
Oh,
gonna do
do all the
grime, yeah.
BBK.
We
What,
could
a
just do
shorty?
grime, innit? Like
Do shorty, bro. Yeah, the whole cast of the grind.
All right, let's lock off. Let's make it harder. After this round,
Ashley
yeah, when
Walters.
you go, then Tara goes, then we'll lock off any musicians, no musicians,
Okay, what we
that's
doing
fine.
after that?
anything but no musicians.
musicians.
Go to level 2.
Yee, okay. I'm gonna bring out some screamers, bro. You know when you need to save some for like when everyone's running low, but you don't want to rinse rinse the good ones.
Tara, come on. There's got to be some kind of timer on this.
But is it me?
Yeah.
It's you to go, yeah.
Oh yeah. You
think I said
you said
Ashley
the last
Waters.
one still. Oh, is it after me that we're locking off music? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright then,
Yeah,
calm. I don't even know. I actually
bare long as
don't.
well?
Estelle?
I don't know if we can even give you that much time. I don't know.
Yo, because you man are switching up the.
That's
Oh,
some
how are you gonna
madness.
say? Oh, you're going to give me that much time, but you man are
No,
you man
now
are
we're
switching up
switching
the
it up.
rules
No,
in the
now
middle
we're
of it.
switching
Like,
it up.
oh yeah.
No, now
Alright,
we're
okay,
switching
okay.
it up. Go on,
Calm.
Tyler. Now there's no musicians now, innit?
Rashford.
No musicians. Even if they've
I've already
done-
said Rashford. You joke, man.
Did you? Did you?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Run that back. 21
Oh,
Savage.
you get one more, bro. Can't do-
We already deaded off musicians, so what
That's
you
a
talking
musician.
about? You
That's it, you're
get him
done,
out,
you're
man.
out.
Off the pitch, fam.
He's
Red
finished,
card,
he's
bro.
finished,
You're off
he's
the
finished,
pitch,
he's
bro.
finished.
You're off the
Get
pitch,
him out.
bro.
Get
Off the
him
pitch, man.
out. So get this.
Yeah, boy.
Ainsley Harriott.
That's actually a madness, you know. Denise Richards, athlete.
Trevor
Oh,
McDonald.
what a bad man. I like Trev, you know. Trevor Nelson.
Oh, big one. Okay.
Wait, is that
Wait a
does that
minute.
count? Yo,
Does that
yeah,
count
yo,
as a
you might have to,
musician?
you might have to get me out of there for that one because he's a broadcaster. He's a
'Cause he's not-
broadcaster, but he does it. But he does it for radio and it. So that to me, yeah, could be music still. So that's a bit
Ooh.
sticky.
Tyler,
I will
considering
give the
you're out,
ruling as an
gotta
entertainer,
say, yeah.
not a musician.
All right. I'm back
Oh,
in.
mad guy. Okay. All right. Slim the Entertainer. Or Slim. Slim.
I don't know. Slim the Joy, yeah, it's calm.
Who's
Eddie
Slim the
Caddy.
Entertainer? Wait, no. I can't just be letting random ones fly through that nobody knows.
I was like,
So-
you know, yeah, I might not know Donnie in it, yeah. So I was like, I don't know in it.
So he's a creative. He's an entertainer on social medias and stuff. Public
You do
figure.
it on the same mode as a comedian.
Slim. Bro, why are you saying all of these? You can't be fucking dropping these. These are what I'm saying. These are the gold ones that you got.
Entertainer. How am I spelling this? I need to verify.
You don't know how to spell Slim.
SLIM, the
SLIM.
entertainer. Is it the comedian?
Slim the comedian.
Okay, I see Slim comedian. Yeah, okay. I'll allow this ruling because I let Tara have the ruling on the radio one.
Alright,
Continue.
No, madness. I can't believe you gave that. We can't. No one can say Mo the comedian now. You fucking waste, man.
It's calm. It's calm. Don't worry about it. I said somebody anyway. I said Eddie
but-
Caddy in it.
It's you. Oh, you
Yeah.
you went after me. Okay. Big Zoo.
Mm.
He's technically a musician, but he is an entertainer because he does the TV
KSI.
shows. Yeah, mad. I was gonna bring that one up, but still. Well, I would just do the whole beta squad then as well, then, won't we?
All right,
Nah, 'cause
one
not all
more
of them
round
from
and I'm
the
going
UK,
to lock
actually.
off entertainers and influencers.
Boy, we have to start digging into the MPs and that.
What's her name? I know there's bear. I don't know. After this game, yeah, I'm going to think of loads. Who's not been said?
One eternity later.
But Tyrell took longer than this on the other one.
Yo, you're getting into my territory now, though,
I'm
bro.
gonna sit. This is dangerous because I don't really know. I'm gonna embarrass myself here. No, I'm done. Pressure's got to me.
Damn, I have one more.
Tara, go on, give us. You got to have one more point in a row anyway. So,
Marjorie Blackman, short author.
I feel like you could have kept going, Tara.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm trying to just think of things now. I'm trying to reach right back in my mind.
I thought Ra was gonna say Nella Rose.
Oh, that would have been a sick one.
No, because it's musician. No, because there's you've locked off way too many, because we have to think about what black people are in the limelight. They're normally in the entertainment business.
Yeah,
let's
but we could
honest.
be here for a long time. I think with just.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. So you locked off
Yeah.
all the big ones. So I couldn't have said pretty much. I couldn't have said.
Nella Rose is not a musician.
I know,
She's
you're
a
right.
blogger. Like
I'm thinking of I'm thinking of someone else actually.
I was
But
gonna
yeah.
say chicken shop connoisseur.
Well, look, the first game
creator,
of the Bootleg Culture podcast, Tara. The round of applause. You take the first point. So if we're keeping a
Well done.
keeping a invisible
Well done.
score, then Tara is 1-0. So you remember that, Tara, because otherwise we'll
We'll have to
reset
put
you
it
back
on
to
screen.
0. Yeah, for
We'll have to put it
sure.
on screen. If we're talking about music, though, Black history, obviously, music plays a big part in Black history. If we're talking like the blues, obviously way back, talking slavery as well. The blues were huge for Black people to tell their story. And I think like music played a big part in helping usher in more acceptable cultures for white people to follow. Like, well, not follow, but adopt from black people.
Steal.
Like
Steal.
Sorry. Yeah, like basically they would steal black people's stuff and culturally appropriate it for themselves. Is that what they call it?
I think the term is culture vulture.
Yeah, man. So Elvis wasn't just stealing moves from like Forrest Gump and stuff. Before anybody comes at me, I know Forrest Gump is not real. It is fictional character. I know Elvis wasn't stealing moves from Forrest Gump, but he probably did steal that move from a black person. And he was kind of stealing music too.
Yeah, I think
I
have read something about this, that Elvis took some songs from a black musician.
So you're familiar with Hound Dog,
yeah.
right? Yeah. That was actually originally written for Big Mama Thornton, I think it was. And she sung the song, and it was about a man. He ain't nothing but a hound dog. And it was originally written for her by, I think it was like Stoller and some other guy, some like Lieber guy, I think. But yeah, she had such like a raw voice, such a like interesting soulful voice, and it didn't obviously hit the main waves because she was black and she was a woman. So Elvis obviously heard this song and decided to sing it. They changed some of the lyrics so that it was more about a dog than an actual man, because obviously he's a dude. Yeah, and then it went global. So obviously that's not the only song that he stole. He took a loads from like Chuck Berry, Sam Cooke, Otis, a bunch of others. But yeah, I think music, especially blues and soul, was a big tool to help black people tell their story. And with that, obviously you got diaspora. Diaspora brought. Do you guys know what diaspora is?
It's like spreading of culture, right?
Yeah, yeah. So generally, diaspora just happens because you've got like we spoke about it, slave trade, but then you've got other things like Windrush generation, other people moving around, like traveling and then settling in other places, other countries, is diaspora. So yeah, I think that helps bring other cultures and sounds and other stuff, and more notably, music, my favorite kind of stuff from other places.
You make a good point, because it's a way to get white people to listen to black people, whereas like in the normal world, if a white person or a black person tried to, bring their problems to somebody who's white, they'd probably just be ignored, or they never know the kind of person they're talking to. If it's safe to actually tell them how they feel about certain things, but in the music they could sing whatever they wanted, really, as long as it's catchy.
Well, no, actually
No?
they couldn't. So no, because some black people would sing what was really on their mind, and it would cause them like actual like problems because they're singing against the white man. So it would actually cause rebellion against them. Lots of black music lots of black music venues and lots of places were shut down by white people and police to stop them because they connected with music. They were able to go to these places. The police decided, oh yeah, we'll just shut it down, so they can't have that. Rebelling against us with the music, I'm not having it. Shutting it down. So that's what would happen. So they couldn't always sing what was generally on their mind. They would have to do that generally behind closed doors. That would never ever be able to be aired.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it was generally hip hop that was able to air that sort of aggression against the police, like NWA.
Yeah.
Other hip hop and rap artists. It was around that time where they were really able to express their
And
Hatred.
NWA is like
it's
what? The late 80s,
It's crazy as
early
well.
90s.
It's crazy because
yeah,
with
the
like
80s,
NWA,
early
you know,
80s.
they did that and it ended them up on the FBI list. Like that's wild. Like they think that
It still gets them in trouble, but when you think about how they were able to get that on the airwaves in the first place, let's be honest, like 20 years ago, prior to that, there would have been no chance anyone getting that.
Less than 10 years before that, there were lynchings.
Fuck the
you know what I
police.
mean? Fucking...
Do you know what I mean? Like fuck the police? No. That'd never go. Obviously, they didn't play it on the radio, but they played it live at a show.
Yeah, I've seen all that on the documentary as well. It's crazy.
But it did actually eventually make its way onto the radio, so it's kind of mad, paving the way.
in 80s, yeah, like with rap, Ice-T was the first person to have a parental advisory tag as well on his album. He was one of the first ever CDs to be produced. He made his own PA tag, so it didn't even look like the parental advisory tag we see now. It was like really, I don't know what it looks like, but we'll see if we can get something on the screen just to show everyone like what a PA tag.
Was it just like one big P?
No, it was mad. I'm pretty sure it didn't look like what you was expecting it. I'm pretty sure it had like either like bullet wounds like through it or something like that. I don't know what Ice-T was on, but he was also on that same shit because he had a song called Cop Killer. So you know, Ice-T was also real heavy on fuck the police in it, like, and he also got banned from a lot of things as well.
It's crazy how a lot of that is like just paved the way for what music is today, and how like desensitized the public is to those kind of lyrics now. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a normal. Like if you heard it, you would never be.
100%.
Can't believe he said that. But probably when that first came out, people, if you heard a song say "fuck the police," you'd probably be like,
Sure, you were brave to play that out loud. 100%.
Sure.
If you were playing them sorts of tunes out loud, yeah, you were one hard motherfucker.
walk around with your boombox.
Yeah, pumping that shit blaring, and it's just feds rolling by, and you just fuck the police coming straight from.
Life was simple back then, in a sense that fucking, you have your boombox. It took batteries. Like you didn't have to charge it. If you forgot to charge it, that's fine. Go buy some batteries, friend.
No music.
Slap some batteries in. You're good. You know what I mean? Oh man.
Back in the days, man. But yeah, I would like to talk about Diaspora again because I think it's huge for music. It brought over, when we think about it, it brought over music like soca, like funky house. Well, actually, funky house is originated from soca and garage and all of them things there. But I think funky house is probably actually one of my favorite genres.
Yeah. I think it's your favorite genre, yeah.
Yeah, shit, bro. They had a skank for everything.
Remember the swine flu skank?
Swine flu skank.
Swine flu was crazy.
Yo, if COVID was back then, yeah,
we'd have had a COVID
skank.
skank. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, up in the busting the COVID skank.
100%.
Putting a swab in your nose and
swabbing the nose and skank.
Nah, for sure. I agree as well, Raul, with Diaspora, like with music genres like spreading around. We had so many genres being spawned from being found in different areas of like the world, like especially like Caribbean, where like rap was invented in New York, and then you had Toronto that had a lot of a big Caribbean community. They had their own scene and rap and everything, and then when it comes down to London, we eventually got to jungle, garage, and grime in it. So like it's how mad is that? Like we've had all of them different things being created just from those small amounts of people moving around. So yeah
I think garage is my favorite genre of music.
Garage is
garage is up there.
Like I wish we was around.
I still bust garage.
Garage and funky house they're like on the exact same peg for me. Yeah,
I really like jungle.
Think for me, garage.
And you know what's mad?
It's definitely like garage, and then anything.
So it's like for me, yeah. I got 3 on the exact same peg.
Really?
Amapiano is a screamer, absolute sleeper hit because it's obviously a really new genre, a big genre at the moment. Yeah, but it's so new, and it's up there with garage and funky
I've
house.
not really given it too much time.
It's like the TikTok of music for me.
With Am Piano, yeah, it reminded me a lot, yeah. And Rao, because you're more versed in these genres. It reminds me a lot of South African house, a lot more than anything. I don't, and it's sick. It's quite funky in it,
Yeah.
and that's like what funky house kind of backed
It's
off in it,
lovely.
like kind of the more funky side of things.
That's what I'm saying.
You might try it out, Tyler. Try more Am Piano out. I think you like
It's
it.
like Amapiano is, for me, yeah, it's kind of like a mix between funky house and garage. You just slap them two together with some weird electronic 808.
Was it
beats,
Simps?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll have to check
It's
it
lovely.
out. You send me some. Well, I don't know. I
don't know why I said
I'll say,
lovely. That's such a
send
weird
me
way to
some
describe it.
Our Piano to listen to in the group chat, along with the other music,
Alright.
which you say you're going
I'll
to
do
send
that.
in the group chat. Yeah.
I just said at the start. Yeah.
And,
I'll send that.
Maybe what you could do is make a bootleg culture playlist where if we've got some bits that we're talking about in the episode, we can just update it. It doesn't have to be like something that we keep up to date all the time, but I think I'd like that.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear, obviously, music that we're listening to, we can curate maybe a.
We're not
Spotify
promising we're
playlist
going to
for us.
upgrade it weekly,
Nah.
Upgrade it. Nah, you're getting one.
We're not promising we're going to update it weekly because
Weekly
Taro's
updates
been
is
involved
tough.
in this project before, and he struggled.
It's tough. It's tough to update a playlist weekly and
Yeah,
give people music all the time. Trust me, man. Like it was.
Who said weekly?
No, Taro
No one said weekly.
Taro used to update his old
Yeah.
weekly, and I don't know where he could find all the different songs. I'd just be slapping the same ones up.
No. I'm just saying, like, if you'd like to hear what we are listening to, just currently, we'll just keep adding playlists. We'll just keep adding songs.
We'll have that ready. We can get that ready for maybe the release of the next episode. So like the 2nd of November.
Yeah.
After Willem.
Yeah, the Willem episode is coming out next week. So that's also something we can talk about here. We've got a really exciting episode coming next week. We've got a good friend of ours.
Oh yes, we do. We got our first guest. Super excited to have him on. We've got to big him up, man. What? What's this? Oh, wait a minute. I know what's going on. Did our guest just walk in? Our guest just walked in.
So a little bit of an announcement, because next episode we have our first ever guest.
Let's go.
First ever guest.
Which is super exciting, Keep an eye out for that. We've got we'll have a lot of spoilers and clips coming out for that in the next week or so. Really look forward to showing that episode to the masses and getting out to the audience,
Yeah,
Yeah,
super happy
boy.
how that episode came out. We're excited to share that with you. So, I think that's about it from us, guys. What we're saying, we got anything else left on the docket? Anything else that you want to discuss? I know it was a bit more of a historical, fact-heavy episode today.
I like this. I think it's good to switch it up
good.
between different episode styles that we do.
I think, like I said before, Black History Month doesn't need to be just for the month, so we can keep doing these episodes
when we feel like it.
That's what I think. Yeah, exactly. When we fucking feel like it, mate.
All right, calm.
What's the How about that?
Yeah.
365.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an episode a day. You man ain't never gonna stop hearing from us.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm only gonna be appearing on those episodes once a week with Rao, and Tara's gonna be doing the other 6 apparently.
Yeah.
Well, what's got it? If that's everything from the guys, that's everything from me. As I said, if you want to find out anything else about Black History, I found a lot of my information on the Black History Month website. Also, if you want to ask us any questions as well, specifically about anything to do with our our topics that we discuss, any topics that you want to ask us, then just ask us. Links are going to be on screen for where you can reach us. Bootleg Culture with the boys. We out.
Peace. bro.